Grand Rising MBU Family. The source is the reason for the profit every season. If you know, then you know. First off, let me start by laying this down clearly so nobody gets confused. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and all decisions you make in the market are your responsibility. Every single investment carries risk, and you need to own that before you ever step foot into a trade. With that said, let's get into what really matters, because family, from September 9th all the way up until October 3rd, 2025, what we have seen in this community is nothing short of amazing. Now here's what makes MBU different. We don't hide behind fake hype. We don't post mystery numbers without receipts. We don't pretend that someone made $10,000 just because it sounds good. No, we show proof. We show wins. We show losses. We show growth. Transparency is our culture, and I love it because I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want you to see it for yourself. That's what keeps us real. Right around September 9th, family members were coming in hot. TSLL was moving like a kid that had 3 cups of coffee and skipped breakfast. People were posting their receipts. Some locked in $30, some $100, some $300, a few cracked 4 figures, and what mattered wasn't the size of the profit. It was the proof that the strategy works if you follow it with discipline. You know what it feels like when you post that first win. Goosebumps. Your chest lifts up, and for the first time you say, I can do this. That's the exact kind of fire we saw lighting up the community. And if you're watching right now, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next update. Trust me, you're going to want to stay plugged in because we don't just talk trading. We live it out day after day, win after win, lesson after lesson. The second week of September was a ride. Tesla was swinging, Nvidia was flashing levels, AMD was bouncing like it was on a trampoline, and TSLL was giving us those juicy entries. Family members were stacking 10% here, 20% there, hitting that 30% sell zone and resetting the table like clockwork. And the beauty is, it wasn't luck, it was strategy. People were actually following the rules. 3 solid 5-minute candles, respect the neutral zone, wait for confirmation. That discipline paid off in profits, but even more than that, it paid off in confidence. Now watch this pivot. Speaking of confidence, you want to know what builds long-term confidence? Knowledge. That's why I wrote the book. That's why we keep putting out material, because once you've got the blueprint, the game changes. And the funny part? You're here for TSLL levels, and I'm over here talking about equipping yourself with resources. But it's all connected, because one without the other leaves you half equipped. Anyway, back to the charts. TSLL that week pushed right through resistance like it was late for church and didn't even look back. By mid-September, the family bank was chiming in strong. Dividends were hitting daily. People were posting screenshots of deposits from AGNC, Maine, BXSL, JEPI, and the rest of the lineup. And I kept saying options feed the family bank. The family bank feeds the lifestyle, and the lifestyle feeds your peace. That's the cycle. That's why we rinse and repeat. Because the more you feed that bank, the more the bank feeds you. But right around that mid-month mark, I noticed something. And family, I've got to address it because I see this not just in MBU, but in finance communities everywhere. When people are winning, they talk, they post, they celebrate, they like, they comment, they hype each other up. But when people are losing, when they're sitting red, when they didn't take profit, silence. Nothing, crickets. They don't even like other people's wins. It's as if they vanish from the family. And that's not the way it should be. Listen to me. We are a family. Whether you're winning or losing, you're still in the game. It takes literally 2 seconds to like someone's post. Even if you don't have words to say, even if you're licking your wounds from a red trade, you can click that button. You can drop a great job. You can say, don't worry, you'll get it back. Think about how it feels when someone likes your post or drops encouragement on your loss. It lifts your spirit. It pushes you forward. It makes you feel seen. That's what we need more of. And I'll tie this into the word because it's not just good manners, it's spiritual law. Romans 12:15 says, rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. Galatians 6:2, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:7, warns us that whatever one sows, that will he also reap. Luke 6:38 reminds us, give and it will be given to you. A good measure pressed down, shaken together, running over. So if you're sowing silence when others are winning, don't expect applause when it's your turn. That's like planting seed in bad soil. You can't harvest joy if you're jealous of someone else's. So I encourage you, MBU family, let's do better. Let's be present even in loss. Let's celebrate each other in wins. That's how we grow. And speaking of growth, let me take a quick turn here. Because some of you are growing your accounts, but you're not growing your mindset. That's why our community exists. It's not just about money, it's about stewardship. Learning how to manage what God gives you so you can multiply it. And by the way, if you're not inside the Discord, you're literally missing the play-by-play. The very receipts I'm talking about right now are being posted in there daily. Okay, let's swing back. Heading into the final stretch of September, the energy was electric. Members were hitting back-to-back wins on TSLL. Tesla was pulling surprise moves. Nvidia had people on edge, and yet the strategy held true. 10%, 20%, 30%. Sell, reset, rinse, repeat. People who started with fear were posting confidently, and it wasn't just options. The family bank dividends were stacking like bricks. Someone posted, "This paid my water bill." Another said, "This covered my groceries." That's freedom. That's peace. That's why we do it. And if you've been watching this far and you haven't hit like and subscribe yet, come on, family, stop playing. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, stay locked in. We've got more receipts, more proof, and more testimony coming. You don't want to miss what's next. Then came October. The first 3 days were wild. Contracts expiring, market makers playing tricks, TSLL knocking on levels like it was at the door of opportunity. Fourth knock, fifth knock, breakthrough, then fake out. It was like the market was trolling. But here's the beauty. The family was ready. Because when you have strategy, you're not surprised. You adapt, you adjust, you execute. And once again, receipts started pouring in. People posted wins. People posted lessons. And most importantly, people posted growth. Family, let me remind you again. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not take any of this as financial advice. You have to do your own research, you have to take responsibility, and you have to trade with discipline. But here's the takeaway. From September 9th to October 3rd, 2025, the MBU family stacked wins, built discipline, grew their family banks, and proved again that transparency and consistency always win. This is not hype, this is not luck, this is not smoke and mirrors. This is skill, and skill pays the bills. So let me close with this. Little by little, wealth grows. That's Proverbs 13:11. We've seen it, we've lived it, and we're just getting started. Stay disciplined, stay faithful, stay in the family, and remember, the source is the reason for the profit every season. If you know, then you know. This is